Hello and welcome to Educator.com's Studio Art 2D Design course. We are going to be looking today at the 7 guidelines to better composition, and then I'm also going to be assigning to you a new project called the 50. So here we go, we're going to jump right in. So guidelines to better composition, and basically the term composition can be a confusing thing, but it's essentially just the way that we compose our images, the way we design them, the elements that we look for, and the things that we try to find every time we take a photo. So here is our composition kind of definition to get us going. Have you ever wondered why some pictures are more appealing than others? Why some are left hanging in galleries for months or even years? Have you ever wondered why some photographers consistently win the praises of judges and critics? Why some are to be enjoyed by thousands for years and years? One of the main reasons why some pictures are more outstanding than others is because of their strong composition. That's what this lesson is all about. We're going to consider how composition can improve your photographs. All right, so composition is actually a universal art term. So you've probably seen, every time you travel or anytime you go around your city, you've seen all sorts of different types of architectural structures, and you see that some are different than others. Some look like really super modern, and some are really vintage and old looking, like gingerbread trim, and some of them have really interesting elements. Some are Gothic, and there's lots of different genres of architecture, but within that, architecture always talks about composition as well. So does music. So when you hear something, and we talk about composers, right? It's that same idea. We compose a piece of music. All right. And then of course in art and photography. So as you can see, here's my music idea here, and then more architecture in this little window right here. And even in paintings and drawings and Picasso and all sorts of different types of artists, everybody thinks about and considers composition. So composition defined, one definition for photographic composition, so as we go specifically into photography composition, is simple: the pleasing selection and arrangements of subjects within the picture area. So there's some information that I can give you to make sure that every single time you take a picture, you are following these kind of guidelines to make sure that you're following this idea of making strong compositions as you take pictures. So that's what we're looking at today. All right, so some arrangements are made by placing figures or objects in certain positions. Others are made by choosing a point of view. You can shift your camera and position and make quite a change in your composition. So in this picture right here, you can see that I was actually the photographer. This is my business. I shoot high school seniors. But you can see that as I was taking this photograph of Eden right here, I was standing with her facing a little bit to the left, or to the street, which was beside her. And then I was standing kind of in this position over here, shooting this direction. Now all I had to do was shift her and turn her face this direction, and then stand on this side of her and take this picture from this other angle, and I get 2 completely separate looking types of photographs, 2 different feels. So just changing the position of where you're standing or where your subject is can really seriously alter the look and feel of your photo. So here we go again. Some snapshots may turn out to have good composition. That's luck, right? But most good pictures are actually created, which you might not know. How do you create a picture? First, you're going to learn the guidelines for better composition. After you have learned these guidelines, you'll realize that well-composed pictures are often carefully planned, and sometimes it takes patient waiting to actually complete a well-composed photo. So plan ahead, make sure that you have enough time as you go out to shoot for your projects, but careful planning, patient waiting, sometimes it takes some time to create a really good picture. Sometimes you have to investigate. Or most people, I try to tell them as they start to take photos that one of the best things that you can do is don't take the obvious photo. So you have an apple, right? The obvious picture is, to stand from the side and take a picture of the apple. Well, what if you don't do that? What if you flip the apple upside down and you shoot it from above and you get really tight? What if you cut the apple up, right? What if you shoot it from all sorts of different angles until you're completely exhausted? What if you put it in a cup? What if you put it on a glass table and you shoot from underneath? What would it do? Would it warp it? Right? So investigate, explore, experiment. The more you do that, the more compelling your images are going to be. Okay? You'll find that the composition guidelines will become part of your thinking when you're looking for pictures, and soon they will become second nature to you. This is a fun thing. After a while, you're going to start to naturally take pictures using these guidelines that we're going to talk about, and it will just become second nature to you. So as you start to practice them, eventually it'll just be natural, and that's a really easy, really good thing for you.